Wait, did it start? Oh, recording. We're recording.
Hey.
Hey.
So how are you today?
Busy.
Yes, it's been a busy day.
Busy day, but awesome day.
Always.
Because that's why I love our job.
Real estate is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And sometimes I'm in a corner crying, wondering what's happening in the world.
Yeah, or like drinking in my bedroom with a bottle of wine in the corner, rocking back and forth. It is what it is.
And then some days are freaking great, like this one is fantastic.
I love it.
I love it. It's awesome.
Yes.
So, we are a part of TreePack. We are both on the board at the Austin Board of Realtors. And we want to come here and we want to talk about TreePack. We want to talk about the Legislative Management Committee that we're on and talk about all the really important things that we're doing in the city of Austin and for our community. And
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
So tell me about you. How do you get into real estate first? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. So really my dad encouraged me to get into real estate. And one of my friends, my old friends, John, he was like, your dad is a badass realtor. Like, what are you doing? He was like, you need to be a realtor.
Yeah.
So, I got my license and I trained under my dad for a year in Houston. And once I felt like I got kind of like my feel for everything, I moved back to Austin, which is what I consider home.
Yeah.
Been here 19 years now.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's a long time. Houston was probably a crazy market.
I don't know.
Austin kind of is.
No, I think Austin is more crazy than than Houston.
Awesome.
And then I just started to get involved. My good friend Ben Rodriguez, who is a badass, he's a realtor in Beaumont, has his own brokerage. He is the chair of TreePack on the state level, and he's just like, you just need to get involved. You need to get involved. You need to start going to events. And then here we are. So.
And Ben was the one who came up with Purple Solution.
Purple Solution. Correct? Yes.
So it's not a red problem. It's not a blue problem. It's a purple solution.
That's right.
Epic.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's genius for that because it really is.
It is.
Right?
So many people, I think, don't understand that. Even at my brokerage, and I have an amazing brokerage. Everyone, we're Austin for sure. Mm-hmm. And they were really hesitant about anything. Anytime I talked with them about TreePack, and I had to explain to them it's not one or the other. We're really helping support the people that are running to make decisions in our community, that are supporting our business, that are supporting our clients, and that's who we're going to support. Mm-hmm. And if that happens to be one side or the other, it doesn't matter to us. It's all about, and they're so vetted. People don't understand that. They think that we're just one box fits all. Right. And it's definitely not that. It is very, very important to us what the people are thinking and voting for to help us be able to have a career and to help our clients be able to buy homes. Yeah.
And have their rights.
Yeah. It's so important.
Property rights, so important.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you get in real estate?
So kind of funny. Me and my husband were trying to purchase a home, and we went, and the realtor there was not the greatest realtor, and she was kind of judgy. My husband's very humble and down to earth, and we were going to purchase this home, and she was kind of talking down to us the whole time. And we were like, boo, right? Yeah. And not rude. Cool. Yeah. And then she was like, I got to get home. My husband's waiting in the pool with the cocktails. And I was like, what? Are you not showing this home? And anyway, and so, wow, she was insane. And I'm like, okay. From that moment on, I was like, I bet there's a lot of people out there that are first-time home buyers. I'm a mother of 7, which is crazy. And first-time home buyers who need help and need to feel respected and want to be able to do this. And so I was like, I should do this because I feel like it could really, really help people to be able to purchase their home in the right way. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what made me do it. And I've never looked back. I love it. I love every part of it.
Yeah. I do too.
It's a crazy industry though.
It is insane.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a friend today, and I was like, I cannot believe that we're just 100% commission.
Yeah.
Like, we just live our lives.
Like, hoping that we make a deal. Maybe we'll pay our rent next month.
I mean, like, what?
Hope that mortgage gets paid.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no.
It is, it's intense, you know?
No, it is.
And with the big change up of like everything going on, just staying confident and secure and just knowing your value as a realtor.
No.
And like
so
what we do, like that's the most important thing, is to just know how much value we provide
Yeah.
to continue to make deals happen for our clients and to be able to make a living,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it's really important. I feel like a lot of newer agents that I speak to, I'm actually growing my team. So I have some agents joining my team and they're a little worried about it. I'm like, no, you should not be worried about it, because I'm training you to be very valuable. You know, people do.
Yeah.
If you have a good agent, the transaction seemed very easy. And you're like,
Right.
man, that was easy. But there's about 106 things that are happening behind the scenes
Right.
and making it very seamless and smooth and relaxing and calm.
Right.
That good realtors are doing.
Yes.
And the ones that maybe joined the industry at a different time, like there was a little pocket of like anyone could be a realtor moment.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what year that was,
Right.
but it was 2021. And
Like,
those
you didn't have to do a damn thing.
yeah,
You just,
those
like put that thing on MLS and it was like pew, pew, pew,
17
pew.
offers in 5 minutes, and people are like, "Oh my God, my house is so great." I'm like, "No, it's the only home."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and just explaining to them that no, we're gonna train in the correct way,
Right.
and we are. When your client has to find all of their own properties and they're calling you and be like, I found this property. Why didn't you find that property for them?
Right.
You should have found that property for them. So that's the difference between, that is like the first sign of a good realtor versus not.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There's clients that have done lots of real estate and they're out there looking actively and they found little gems.
Yeah.
But you should also be like, hey, guess what I found for you?
Right.
You know, and that's
Yeah.
how you know you're a good realtor, and that's how you know you have a good realtor.
Yes.
It's
and
important.
that's what's great about those off market like ALN and Commission Co. Is that it's a great resource
Yeah.
to have for these off markets that aren't going to be anywhere else.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's interesting seeing realtors out there that are getting out of the industry because they're having to
Work really hard.
explain their value, and they're
Don't know how.
they don't know how.
Right.
And I'm like, that's sad, because I could go on for a very long time about what value I'm bringing.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially being a part of Austin Board of Realtors, like really we have the like first
Insight.
insight
Yeah.
for a lot. I mean, we really do. And being a part of the Legislative Management Committee, we are really talking with the city and all of the city council members and the mayor. And we're meeting with these people and their staff and really talking about what is happening in the market and
Yeah.
how we can make Austin affordable
Yeah.
and keep it affordable. Because, I mean, it's already expensive.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you have a great city
Yeah.
with a lot of amenities and a river flowing through it and natural springs. I mean, who wouldn't want to be here?
All the parks, all the great,
parks, all the
great
music.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting going whenever we were in DC, speaking with Chip Roy's staff, you know, who was a younger single person who was like, it's hard. Like, what do we need to do and what needs to happen to make it where single family homes or even people that work as teachers and, you know, in the city,
Yeah,
like how can we
firefighters.
make it affordable for them? What do we need to do? What needs to happen for developers to be able to develop in a way that makes sense to develop there?
Right.
You know, because right now
It doesn't make any sense.
no
Numbers are outrageous.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
amount of time, once an investor buys a piece of property, the amount of time it takes to subdivide, to get all the,
Permitting.
all the permitting done. And then they're like, okay, well, 2 years later, I'm able to, start.
Right.
That's not feasible for anybody.
No, you cannot, no one can supply those holding costs and the taxes that are occurring every month, all the holding costs. It's too much.
Yeah.
And that's why we're getting these big McMansions that are $3 million in the middle of, like, right off, behind Radio Coffee.
Right.
There's a $3 million property right behind Radio Coffee, and it's got basically, a huge house and then a garage apartment, and I think it even has another little studio.
Yeah.
But they're sitting for a long time. They're sitting for a long time, and it's messing with the comps of the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That is, maybe like 800,000,
right,
or 600,000,
Yeah.
And so we're trying to prevent that.
Yeah.
We want to prevent that, and we want to build more homes on one lot.
Yes.
That are like, maybe those homes are 700,000 each, and you have 3 of those,
right,
opposed to one giant one.
Right.
That's 3 million that sits forever and just messes the whole market up. But those homes make sense in certain neighborhoods.
Right.
And they do. But in certain neighborhoods, they don't. And
100%.
So that is why we are working with the city for the home initiative to do 3 units by right. Because it's so important that that's how we're going to keep our home prices down.
Right.
Is to have homes, more homes available, and to keep this market stable.
Yeah. And that's being voted on right now. That's phase 2 of the home initiative, right?
Yes.
When is that voting date? Do we know that off the top of our head?
It's May or June, I think.
May or June. Yeah. So that's super important.
Yes. And so for those of you who don't know, the home initiative is home options for middle income empowerment.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to build more homes to keep the prices stable in Austin.
Yeah.
We don't want it to be San Francisco. We don't want it to be DC. Where we're living in shoeboxes. Okay. We don't want to live in shoeboxes.
No.
And I'm a perfect candidate here. Like, I'm a single person who wants to buy a home within, drive, like, in my area. My area is SoCo. Like, that I've always lived there.
Yeah.
But, 700,000, 600,000 by myself is hard, right?
Yeah.
So, and you know what? I had a friend one time that said, if you can't afford to live in Austin and you can't afford to do that, you need to go pay your dues in Kyle.
What?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
And that's your friend?
Honestly, that was the last time I ever spoke to her.
Yeah, that makes sense. She doesn't sound great.
I was blown away. I was like, that's me, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
No, it is.
And good for her for being able to purchase a home. Like, I was super proud of her. She did buy an expensive home by herself. Like, fuck yeah, more power to you.
Right.
If you can do it, hell yes. But if you can't, and you're an artist or a musician and you're in Austin, like, making your way up in life.
Yeah.
And all you can afford is 300, 400,000, which all you can't, like, it's still a lot.
Yeah.
And you're like freaking in Kyle.
Yeah.
Like,
we
don't want that.
No, my oldest son, he's 21. I have his in mind, so I have some older kids than that. But my 21-year-old, the first chance he got, we moved him into Austin renting. The goal was to buy. And then the market had that big shift where it was like, yikes, and so it's just not feasible for him. And I don't know if it ever will be, and unless, mommy's buying it, and I'm like, no, thanks. No, I'm just kidding. But, No, it's tough because, and my mom who purchased, 70 years ago is like, you know what I want for y'all? I want you to start buying your first home. And I was like, I'm like, listen, if he could buy a home, we would have already bought a home.
Right.
But he can't, and I don't know when he'll be able to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know just working with some of my first time home buyer clients, they are both hardworking. They're at the top of their industry, and they're not going to ever be able to buy in Austin unless something changes. And what's going to have to change is they're going to have to vote yes on phase 2. That's so important because we have to be able to subdivide. But the amount of time it takes to subdivide,
it's 8 to 12 months.
it has to be.
Yeah.
It should not be that hard.
Yeah.
It should not be that hard for investors to come to Austin and make things that people are able to live in.
Right. Yeah. And that's why people are building the huge $3 million homes, because they don't have the capacity to subdivide and pay all of the dues every month for an entire year.
Right. Yeah.
And them still profit in the end.
Yeah. So they're like, just build a big one.
Just
we'll
build a
sell
big
it.
one. Right.
And then, but
it'll sit for a year, but
yeah.
finally sell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with this home initiative and 3 units by right, this is going to allow people to not have to subdivide. You'll be able to build 2 or 3 homes or 1.
Yeah.
And still do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And an important note on that is your deed restrictions and your HOA will trump all of that.
Yeah, that's what's so important to the people who are like, vote no, vote no, vote no. You're not even going to be affected by it.
Yeah.
There are definitely communities, I would say, specific districts.
Yes.
District 6, for instance. A lot of those properties wouldn't even really qualify, or the HOAs wouldn't even allow them. And so they're voting, when those people vote no on it, it's affecting all these other districts that have properties that would make sense to do it on.
Right.
The landscaping alone in District 6 wouldn't even make sense, right? Like it's not.
And tell everyone what area District 6 is.
That is over there by I just know it's District 6. I just know it wouldn't work
cut
there.
that out.
I know that wouldn't work. But I just know that one wouldn't work.
Was that like Rollingwood?
I think so. It's
That's McKelly Kinsey.
yeah, I know.
You're like, I know, bitch. I live in District 6.
Don't. The okay, let me look. You're so funny.
Sorry. That was because I didn't know.
I love this. I love this for us. Okay. Oh no.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm sweating.
I know, now that was good. So the reason I know that specifically is because we did have that conversation with her.
Yeah.
She was telling us 50 Steiner Ranch area.
Okay.
On the southwestern and kind of north. So it's North Austin, right? And that's not really the areas that we're talking about doing this. We're talking more Central Austin.
Yeah.
But
South side,
they
east side.
vote on it. They vote on it. They're considered part of it, and they're getting to vote on it. And that area is not really suitable to it,
Yeah.
for the issue.
I mean, it's kind of like over, so District 10 is like rolling wood.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, wouldn't make a lot of sense over there either.
Yeah.
Unless it was like 2 25 square foot homes.
Right.
On a big lot.
Right.
But no, we're not going to come build apartments or, astronomical things that don't make sense in certain neighborhoods.
Right.
So, important to know that
Yes.
sticks. Dicks don't work for everyone.
No.
Districts.
Yeah.
I love this is recording right
I
now.
love it.
This will be great bloopers, don't you think?
This is great. I am the ambassador for District 6, so even better. It's okay. I've asked for that map 17 times. Okay.
Okay. So 183 and 45.
Yeah.
That's District 6.
Yeah, and so it's
And
really
Seal.
it's really not the area even tons and tons of people are trying to get into.
No,
That's
homes
the other
are
thing.
more affordable up there.
Yes. So that's why whenever we've had discussions, when we've gone and had discussions, and she's very vocal about her district not really supporting that, and so she can't really support it. She's got to do what the people want, and you know, I get that 100%. But I'm like, have you told them that it's not even gonna affect them? And she's like, those aren't really conversations that they want to hear. And I'm like, I get that. So
Interesting.
we've offered, a couple of us from that have met with her have offered to come to some of those meetings so that we can talk on it and kind of present those points and let them know, like, in honesty, this isn't even really going to affect y'all so much. And your HOAs are going to trump everything anyway. And so that's the most important thing I think people need to know.
Exactly.
HOAs are strict.
Yeah.
And they're already like, there's only one home allowed on this lot, and that means only one home's allowed on that lot.
Right.
But there are tons of little pockets in Austin where there are no HOAs, where there are no deed restrictions, where this would be
So
life-changing for people wanting to move here, people who already live here, who are older and they want to stay in their community, but they want to downsize, or they have a beautiful house, but they have a big lot and they want to stay living in their home or build a tiny home in the back. Like one of the realtors that we work with spoke on this whenever we were at the city meetings.
Right.
And she had said, I am getting to the age where I want to retire, but I can't because of taxes. I have to keep working. And since I can't, I don't want to move. I don't want to move from my beautiful home. Of course, I could sell my home and move to Kyle, which Kyle's great, but she doesn't want to live in Kyle. She wants to live in the neighborhood she's lived in for 40 years.
Right.
And she could do that if she could subdivide the property, build her a little home in the back, and then rent out or sell the home in the front. And this would help that. This would help people who've been here, who love it here,
Right.
who are proud of Austin,
Yeah.
be able
They
to,
don't wanna leave.
they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
They don't want to leave.
Right.
But when you get to a certain age and you're living on the pennies we get when we retire,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, you kind of have
you
need
have
options.
You need options.
Yeah.
And this could help a lot of people, not only young, single, or new families, but also older people who've. It could help a ton of people.
Yes. And you know, whenever I went and spoke at city council, so for LMT, Legislative Management Committee, we went and spoke to the district members and the mayor. But also, that aside, I went and spoke to city council in the main area, which was actually so intimidating.
Right. It was a little bit.
There's like 100 people in there.
I know.
And then you got the mayor and all of the members up at the front. And I'm just like, hello, my name is Deleigh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was nervous.
Yeah, I was so nervous, but it was so important. But what I thought was awesome was I was there all day. I signed up to speak, and I didn't speak till 2:30. So I was there from like 8 to 2, just waiting my turn. But I listened to so many people get up and talk, and I was so surprised that all of the young people stepped up, and they were for it and excited. And we did get phase 1 passed, which was awesome.
And so when you say young, what age would you put that in? Because I know some people are like 20-year-olds, but I'm thinking 30-year-olds are in that group, because
I'm thinking around
30-year-olds can't afford to buy a home.
Right.
It's not like it was in, like, when my parents could buy a home and it was $100,000 for a beautiful home. Like,
Right.
the amount that it has increased over the years is insane. So when you're saying
Right.
young, you're meaning
30, 40.
yeah, people who should be
Yeah.
able to buy a home.
Right.
Yeah. That are like, I
Yes.
can't buy a
That
home.
have degrees and
Yeah.
they're not, flipping burgers or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to clarify that because I know people are like, okay, 20-year-olds are young, but like,
Right.
no, we're talking
Like-
about people who
I've been working or in the working class and
When-
can't afford
right.
a house that's inside of Austin, you
Right.
know. And so I just thought that was neat. And I love to see everyone come up and stand up. And it was funny too, like the people that were against it, I mean, guess what their ages were? They weren't young.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta just they're afraid of their neighborhoods changing,
Of course.
which is okay and
Right.
understood.
But I feel like the people that are wanting to come in and wanting to add to Austin, right? I think they're wanting to keep the character. Austin's Austin. You're not going to be able to change Austin.
Right.
Austin is it's a specific place. It's a specific vibe that I don't think you're going to be able to change a couple houses.
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't think that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
Because the people make up Austin.
Right. And the people
Our
who are wanting
vibe.
to come here are the same reason you originally, those people that are against it, the reason they came to Austin, the people wanting to move here are because of that, because of the way they made it. But just make it feasible. Like, you got to buy your house for $76,000 in whatever year. Like, let us come too,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, just so everybody knows, maybe we should talk about what Tree Pack actually does.
Yes.
And what LMT actually does.
So important. People are very confused about that
Yeah.
stuff.
And honestly, I mean, it is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we raise money for candidates
To support them.
to support them.
Yeah.
So Tree Pack, so we put on events to fundraise
Yes.
money to be able to support candidates like city council members to
Who support
real estate.
Yeah, who support real estate.
Yes.
Yeah.
No matter what side you're on.
No matter what.
It doesn't matter what side you're on. We're
Yeah.
the Purple Party
Yes.
all day.
All day, every day.
Purple Party.
Yeah.
But it's so important because we've got to support people that, and really like lower taxes. We are supporting people that support low property taxes.
Yes.
And last year we got a $1,300 cut.
Yeah.
Because of people that we supported with the money that we raise.
Right.
We're actually doing things that are making change.
Right.
And it's so important.
Raising the why can't I think of it right now? But the homestead exemption.
Yeah.
Raising that credit amount, like that was something that we
It was
supported.
huge.
The HOA tax
Reform.
Yeah, like keeping that from happening. They try to do that every year, I think, right? Don't we fight that every single year?
Yeah.
Almost.
Seems like it.
But it's so important. If people had to sell their home and pay that again, like it's just coming out of your gains.
Yeah. Well, and we also cut out transfer taxes.
Yes.
So there was a bill in Congress that they were going to try and put a transfer tax on any real estate transaction. And we cut that out. So,
Yeah.
the stuff that we're doing is not willy-nilly and, it's making a huge difference in people's lives. They just don't know.
Yeah, that we're
Who's
doing
doing
it.
it? Yeah.
It's us. It's us. Just kidding. No,
We have a huge team.
we
but,
do have an
I mean,
amazing team.
It
It was so great when we went to DC and we talked with
Chip Roy.
Chip Roy's staff, and then I was amazed. He was the only one out of the group that actually made a point to come and speak with us.
Yeah.
Because they were in session and they were doing all their
were on
important
the floor.
things. They were doing their things, which you got to go to see, which
Yeah.
is exciting.
It was so exciting.
Super jealous. It was so fun. I was like, where'd you go? And I'm like, she's doing important things. So, I was like, I know her.
Man, I got swooped. They were like, you want to go? I was like, gotta go.
I was like, bye. I'll drink the tequila. It's like a triple shot. I don't know what it was. It was a lot, but I drank yours. It's okay.
As long as it didn't go to waste.
It did not. It did not. But whenever we spoke with him, he was telling us about how they're trying to pass that the option to get rid of the 1031 exchange is coming up to be voted on. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And I loved that Chip Roy was very, like, I'm not all like pick sides and pick things, but he was telling us that he agrees that is an important, and he understands that we need to keep that. And we were telling him, I love that we all got a chance to speak with him, had the option to speak with him that day. About how important that is to our investors and to young and newer investors, and doing away with that would not be good. I actually have a client I met with this week. She showed up at a house I was doing a virtual tour on, which was great. And she was like, do you know anything about a 1031 exchange? I'm like, I do. And so, but it's used so much.
Oh, yeah.
Because how are you going to protect your money if you're trying to dabble in real estate?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. And also, one thing I loved about Chip, so down to earth.
His candor.
True Texan, right?
Yeah.
Like Texan.
Yeah. He was
Love
like,
it.
no bullshit.
No bullshit. And he was interested. We had about 10 real estate agents from the 21st district, and we were all sitting in his office.
Probably this size.
Yeah, probably
maybe
about
a little
this
smaller.
size,
Yeah.
on couches and chairs. And he was like, all right, guys, tell me what's going on with the real estate market in Texas.
Yeah.
Tell me what I need to know.
I was like, it's a shit show. No, I'm just kidding.
Like,
Fix
bring
it.
down those
I'm like,
rates.
fix it. Just kidding.
So we were like, telling him, like, Chip, man, we need these rates down.
Yeah.
You know, but he was interested, and he wanted to listen, and he wanted to like really hear what we had to say. And we had agents from San Antonio all the way to Austin, because that's the district that he serves. And you know, it was just very,
like, it made me love politics more than I already do.
It made me like want to run for city council,
Which you should. I would support her.
I was like, oh my God.
I'm gonna make T-shirts. Like, instead of vote for Pedro, vote for Deleigh.
Yeah. Love it. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
So I freaking love that. And I love that he listened to us. And so, you know, that being a part of Legislative Management Committee and TREPAC, like, those are the kinds of things we're doing. That's why we're going to Realtor Day at the Capitol here in Austin.
So important.
You know, we're talking to our local level here to talk to them about issues about real estate only.
Yeah.
We don't care about all the other things.
No.
That's it. Real estate only.
Yeah.
Realtor party. And, and then we go to DC and we talk about these issues on a bigger level, the more broad level, to this, as you know, of the state side.
Yeah.
Talking to our rep for Texas,
who was great.
He was really great.
He was so great.
Just warm, down to earth.
Yeah.
Just listening.
Yeah. And he at one point he was like, "Are you taking notes on this?" Which his staff had already taken notes on everything important we said.
Right.
They also gave us their business card
cards.
and were like, please email me anything you want us to know. I loved the openness.
Yeah, it was great. And it just made it seem a lot more like doable, or a lot, like it just felt so much more personable.
Yeah.
You know, because we see social media, you know, okay, so when I was in the gallery, right, I'm like looking down and it's all the politicians on the floor. I saw Nancy Pelosi, I saw Dan Crenshaw, I saw Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, I mean, everyone's in one room, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's like doing their thing and like writing notes and like talking to each other. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, this is where it happens, you know? But I saw Chip Roy down there like doing his thing, and I was like,
I know that guy.
We're all just people.
Just kidding. I know him.
Just people. Yeah, right? I was like, they're Chip.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we're all just people.
Yeah.
Right? We're all just trying to make it better.
Yeah.
Like, make things better.
Yeah.
Just keep it running. It also tripped me out. I was like, these people are running the country. Like, they're all just right here.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a trip.
It was
like,
it's crazy that you weren't able to have your phone at all.
Yeah, we couldn't have our phone in there. We had to, lock it away in the front. I was like, damn.
I know. Would have loved those photos. That would have been so cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So whenever I was in there, Marjorie Taylor Greene was trying to oust the Speaker of the House, and everyone's booing her.
Oh my God.
And I was
that's
like,
so funny.
I was like, this is crazy. I was like, this is so intense. I was like, this is awesome.
I know. I love it. Anytime I get to like watch any of that, my husband's like, what are you watching? I'm like, don't talk. I'm watching history. And he's like, what? I just love it so much. I'm such a big nerd.
Yeah.
But no, it's important. It's important to my day-to-day business, what happens day to day on every single aspect of it, which is something that I think some realtors don't
really
understand or think about.
Right.
And I think people don't sometimes think about it. I didn't really until I joined TreePack and really started seeing like some of the things that were going on and what we were working towards, and how easy it would be to like mess up a whole industry or mess up a whole city or little tiny changes if people aren't paying attention.
Right.
And
amounts to something really big.
It really can.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Yeah. I mean, just like the right now, something we talked to Chip about was they want to make realtors W-2.
Like,
I'm like, okay, detrimental.
I'm like, if people knew how many hours realtors, like if we charge like an attorney, like an attorney fee.
Right.
Like if people knew how many hours we really work on sending property searches, looking up the info, messaging another agent to get some more info, calling the inspector, driving to the house, showing 50,000 houses. Like if people knew how many hours go into, like if we did the math, like everyone
can't do the math. That's why it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense because, and that's why that wouldn't work. And it would only be hurting. It would only be hurting our clients if they had to start paying in that fashion.
Right. Because if you work with someone for a year and then like,
right,
like, we decided we're gonna wait, or we're not gonna buy anymore.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna charge them $18,000
for nothing? For nothing?
Pay that?
Yeah.
Right. Like it makes no sense.
Zero
You
sense.
You can't do it. Things like that, like that people don't know what's happening in the background.
Yeah.
We're just like, whoa.
Like when I'm up sending property searches to clients until 2 a.m. in the morning.
I know.
And I'm like, hope you like these houses. And I'm like, I saw you didn't open that. I spent 7 hours on it.
I know, right?
I'm like, LOL, do you want to go to lunch maybe? And I'll show them to you in person. Because I spent a long time funneling that list. I found the perfect property for you. It checks all the boxes. No, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to do that. It would only hurt our clients 100%.
Yeah. So as an LMT member, we're dealing more with the issues, and TreePack is more fundraising to support candidates to support those issues.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Like the home initiative here in Austin, and all the issues we just talked about. But it's a great duo.
It is.
And I freaking love it.
Yes.
Like
I've loved being a part of LMT this year. Yeah. This is my first year to be a part of that. I've been with TreePack since probably 2019 or end of 18. I joined pretty early because I wanted to know what was going on for my clients. I wanted them to know that, like, if something was fixing to go down, I wanted to know. Yeah. And I didn't want them to like purchase a property and then be like, just kidding, that's not going to work at all.
Right.
So I really wanted to kind of be in the know.
Yeah, and we really are.
Really are.
Like I just landed a great position with Atlas Homes because I'm so involved with the permitting process. Like I know so much about compatibility and the FAR, and if you don't know what any of that means, it's all building terms of how you can build, how high you can build. I'm just saying,
No, there's so many things that people don't realize you have to know.
That goes into when a builder purchases a lot. They have so much that they have to account for
Yeah.
And I won't even bring a lot to a builder if it doesn't have all the certain stipulations. But just being a part of these boards and knowing all this inside information has like legged up, you know?
Yeah.
Like a leg up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure same for you.
Yeah.
You know? 'Cause
100%.
we're protecting our clients
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
And our builders. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
I love
and I
it.
love working with you.
No, I love working with you. No, it's been really, really
It
great.
has been awesome. You're like the best sidekick. Like, you're my homie. And I love it. You're so smart.
Aw.
So good at what you do. You have a great sense of humor. You like lighten up the room when you walk in. Like,
Aw.
I love
Like, it's
having you by my
been,
side.
it's been really, really great working with you. Like 100%. Like, it's hard sometimes because we don't always get along with everybody, but I feel like it's just been like a seamless,
Yeah.
like, connection where we work so well together, and we stayed 5 days together in DC with a hotel room with a bathroom that didn't close all the way. So we know each other well, and I think it's been so
the little
great.
things,
It's
you know?
been so great. We're like family now.
We've shared lots of tequila.
Lots of tequila. No, it was so great. I can't wait for next year. The properties there were fantastic.
Oh, that was one thing I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Was the
The
townhomes,
design,
the
yeah.
design of homes there. We need to bring to Austin. If there's any investors out there,
Yes.
I have an amazing builder I work with, and Atlas Homes is amazing. We need to build some awesome like brownstone type homes. That
It's what
are row
Austin's
homes.
missing.
It's what we're missing. It's the middle ground, you know. And I want to do it on the corridor of the light rail.
Like, literally, I got chills. Like, those homes were so beautiful.
So beautiful.
And like, we just like, we were like, we're so happy. We don't even care where we're going. Let's just walk on these streets, because they were so beautiful. I know that we probably wouldn't have that in Austin, but they had like the bottom, like the
like the
downstairs,
basement,
like
yeah.
you could see through the little windows, and then it was like the first floor, second floor, third floor, but they were all different. Like, the architecture was beautiful.
The architecture was so
People
beautiful.
would love that here.
Love it. Yeah.
And it's what we're missing.
It is what we're missing. It's going to be that middle income earner that is 400,000 to 500,000
Yeah.
in town.
Yeah.
Because if you can build 10 or 15 in a row,
Yeah.
you know, that aren't these like farmhouse,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
we're just over.
Not
I'm
a
just over
fourplex, like
Yeah, no,
like a
like beautiful-
beautiful.
it. Brick,
Yes.
stone, and
They were so beautiful.
they were gorgeous, and they're just each one was so different.
Yeah.
Even though they're all connected, they all look different.
Yeah.
Like they're badass.
Yeah. People
So
would love
investors,
that.
I'm calling you.
Yes.
I've got the builder. Let's find the land.
Yeah.
Let's like recreate Austin and make it walkable
Yeah.
and create that corridor down by the light rail.
Yeah. It was so awesome.
Oh, it'll be rad.
Yeah.
I love it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Well, our time is up,
yes.
and we're going to be back next month with more updates
Yeah.
for the city of Austin. If you have questions that you have about your neighborhood,
Send 'em.
or questions about the home initiative, what the impacts are, like reach out. We have so much information, and like we want to help the communities. We want to help you guys,
Yeah.
and I just think we can get a lot done.
Yeah. And do it fun.
Yeah,
We're fun people.
fun. We're fun.
Yeah.
All right,
Awesome. Bye.
bye.
Yay.